Hello, friends. This is Suzanne Kohlberg. You're listening to the Nope Coach podcast, episode 474, the I Know Things membership. I am super delighted that today I have launched my membership for the I Know Things reading. And I Know Things is a hard thing to describe because it's not a psychic. I'm definitely not a medium. Do not talk to dead people. Intuitive, yes. I really don't know how to describe it. It's a 20-minute audio that I send each week on Monday morning, Sydney, Australia time, with suggestions, guidance, prompts, nudges, real talk, no fluff for that week ahead. I've been doing it for about 9 months now, and I was originally doing them as just a one-off. You could just sign up whichever week you wanted. Then that morphed into like a bundle, and now it's officially a membership. So there's 3 ways you can access this. You can sign up as a one-off, you can join monthly where it just rebills monthly, or you can join annually. And people are like, is it a psychic reading? No. Is it a mediumship? Definitely not. It's like where you have that shoulder shake or that unstuckness, or like when I was a kid, I used to like reading my horoscope, though this is definitely nothing to do with astrology. But whenever I feel stuck or unsure or uncertain, I've always been someone who can pick up something from, some written guidance or suggestions. But this is verbal because I like listening to things more than I like reading them, which is funny because I'm an avid reader. But I do it each week. It's about 20 minutes. And I guess the best way to see what this is about is to sign up. Shameless plug. You can buy it as a one-off, and then if you like it, then you can jump into either the monthly or the annually. But there's something about the real talk, boots on the ground, what's currently happening, that I know the people who currently get them really, really appreciate. Because we all have times where we feel unstuck. So in this last week, I had a card and a thing about, communication. And sometimes we get frustrated with people in our lives, sometimes, often, and they could be as equally frustrated with us. Have we communicated to them what our needs are, what our desires are? Do we even know what our needs are and desires are? If we don't know what we're aiming for, how are other people supposed to know? And if we haven't asked clearly for what it is that we want, how can we get frustrated with them when they don't deliver on it? So each week on Monday morning, I tune in, I do a recording. It's about 20 minutes long. There's some oracle cards, there's some songs. Sometimes I sing, prepare your ears accordingly. There is journal prompts, reflections, stories, shares, real talk. It's never pre-recorded. It's never the same. I look at the names of the people who've signed in for that week and, put a message out that, I hope at least, and the feedback has been phenomenal, that at least one of the things in there is something that you can take away and action for that week, because it can be easy to live a life slightly uncomfortable and just put up with stuff. It's like if you were on an ant's nest and you get stung and you get stung and you get stung, how many times do you need to be bitten before you get up and move? And the idea of this weekly nudges, insights, suggestions, prompts is that you take some form of small action that week, not one day, not sitting on the ant's nest waiting to get stung and stung and stung. But, if a journal prompt comes through or a suggestion comes through and you think, yeah, I could take that. I could have that conversation with the person. Or, I am settling. I want to ask for that raise, or whatever it is that comes through. What you take from that is truly your own. And I do offer this also as a one-to-one service. If you go to my website, suzannekohlberg.com, and the everything page, there's a personalized intuitive reading, which is a different service. This is a group reading. And I really love just saying the thing, because I think so often we don't say it. We bury it down. We stuff it down with our feelings, with food or shopping or working or whatever. And this is your 20-minute invitation each week to close down your eyes if you feel comfortable, or go for a walk, or sit down, tune in, listen, and really reflect on what's going on for you. What would you like to change? And how can you take the next tiniest step that doesn't feel scary or overwhelming or like you need to overhaul your entire life, but, a next step that feels actionable and doable. And while I'm talking about this, the membership has launched today. Yay. The other thing I have in my business that you may be of interest is I did what I called, it's now called Behind the Scenes Membership Experiment. The name will be updated soon. But I have documented the creating of this membership as a 30-day audio diary. So it talks about what my plan was, what my thinking was, the mindset wobbles, the steps I've taken, the tech challenges. And then as today's launch day, so there'll be updates with numbers of how many people actually signed up. Because the thing I see in the online business world, in particular, business in general, is we all flock to Tony Robbins, Marie Forleo, Amy Porterfield. They have thousands of people. They have teams and teams and teams. And why don't we ever tune in, listen in, check in with like average Joe, average Suze? Because we can get the perfect blueprint from Amy Porterfield or Marie Forleo. We can follow it step by step. And we can be like, why are they getting thousands of people in the door? And I might launch something to crickets or get one or two. And then, we think, oh, we just haven't been in a game long enough, or we don't have a big enough following, and maybe I need to spend money on ads, or maybe I need to buy a copywriter, and so on and so on and so on. But I think, if we paid more attention to our peers and had real honest conversations about what are the actual real-time numbers, what's working, what's not working in today's market, not what happened pre-2020, not what happened when Facebook groups were the norm, but like what's actually happening. What are people signing up for? What are they not? How's your mindset going? And so, yeah, I have put this together as an audio diary. It's my first business experiment behind the scenes. And it's also available on my website, suzannekohlberg.com. Go to the everything page. It's called currently Behind the Scenes, the membership experiment. And I'm going to do another one. I do so many experiments in my business. For this podcast, for the first 365 days, I did a daily episode. I worked on growing my YouTube, didn't quite reach my goal. Sometimes my experiments fail dismally. Like my goal for 2024 was to reach 1,000 subscribers, and now we're midway through 2025, and I think I'm around 700, which is not shabby, but I didn't reach it. And I think there's something about us fearing to fail publicly. So when I do these experiments, it might work, it might not. But who did I become along the way? What did I learn? Whether the result is what I'd hoped for or not. There's so much to be learnt in the process. So I'll put the links for the membership and the experiment in the show notes for this episode. But I really encourage you, whatever it is that you want to do in life, in business, your goal, your next step, what you feel called to, why aren't you taking action on that? Is it fear of failing or failing publicly? Is it fear that actually I don't know what it will be like on the other side? I'm scared to leave a good thing in hopes of something better because I might not get there. Is it I don't even know which step to take and it just seems too daunting? Like there's so many things that you think, oh, I'm going to write a book or I'm going to start a podcast or whatever, but these aren't little things. Writing a book, cool. So how do you organize it? How do you structure it? How do you edit it? How do you get cover art? How do you format it? How do you upload it? Starting a podcast, what software do I need? How do I record? What audio do I need? How do I upload? How do I distribute? All these things are really quite big undertakings. And we tend to like listen to the gurus and buy their really expensive ass courses that, as I said, are usually kind of old and outdated, and then either give up because it's too hard or do it and then not get much of a result and think it means there's some personal failing about us. And really, I think if we were more honest and shared the ins and outs and the ups and downs, and that's what I do, with this podcast and, with my business, and, it hurts sometimes. Some feedback stings, some people, all sorts of stuff happens. And I think if we were more honest about it, because there's so much Emperor's New Clothes or Wizard of Oz type scenarios where you see something and it looks perfect and pretty and polished, and then you buy it and you're like, what on earth is this? And I think, if we instead of like dressing things up or making something sound like the bee's knees, we were just honest, life would be a whole lot more rewarding. And I think people's self-esteem would soar because it's like, oh my gosh, you're just like me. So that's it for today. I would love to welcome you into the membership, or grab a one-off I know things reading, test it out, see what it's like. How would you describe it? It's so hard sometimes to describe the indescribable because it's not like anything I've ever seen. I don't fit the mold, so I tend to make my own. So I'd love to see you there, and or the experiment if you want to grab that. Links are in the show notes. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.